Denver's hotel shelters for the homeless used to be hot spots for 911 calls. At one point, we were tracking nearly 3 police calls a day to the former DoubleTree off Quebec. Our Mark Salinger has learned that when the city took over handling security on site, calls for help dropped drastically.
When Denver converted this hotel to a homeless shelter late last year, it quickly became clear there was a safety problem. Mayor Mike Johnston admits that.
We saw things we were worried about then. We had real safety concerns, and that's why we thought it took dramatic action to change course on that.
From January 1st of this year through March 17th, people called 911 211 times to the former DoubleTree Hotel on Quebec. That's an average of 2.7 calls per day over the 2.5-month-long period. Then the city of Denver took over handling security here from the Salvation Army. Data from the Denver Police Department shows calls for service through the rest of the year dropped by nearly 2/3. From March 18th through December 3rd, there were 240 911 calls. That's an average of less than 1 call per day.
But now to have dropped the number of 911 calls by 66% shows that these sites are far safer, and that's what we want them to be.
Back in March, Denver added security cameras, placed guards at doorways, and began controlling who could come in and out of the shelter. None of those measures were in place when the Salvation Army was running security for the first 2.5 months of the year.
And there were a bunch of safety changes we thought we needed to make to be able to protect folks inside and outside.
On March 16th, 2 people were found dead at the hotel. Police are still investigating it as a double homicide. No one has been arrested, and as far as we know, there are no suspects. That week alone, people made 18 calls to 911 for help. Compare that number to this past week, when there were only 8 calls for service.
I'm glad that we pivoted as aggressively as we did. I definitely wish we had done it sooner, but those were lessons we learned along the way.
So 7 people have died at the hotel shelter from December of last year through the end of March of this year, so the first 2.5 months of the year. In the 8 months after that, only 1 person has died there. The Denver office of the medical examiner tells me the majority of those deaths are overdoses, Kyle.
Let's talk about another struggle that those sites had, which is how quickly they can move people from that kind of transition housing into permanent housing.
Yeah, so that's going up very quickly now. We're seeing that rise in the second half of the year. And for the first time now, there are more people in permanent housing, more people that the city has moved into permanent housing than have been in hotel shelters for more than 30 days.
I was talking about this over the holiday weekend with friends and family. People who come to Denver after a couple of years away, they see a difference
it does
on
feel
the streets,
that way.
right? And then the question becomes, are the places where folks have been moved to also safe and secure for them?
Which we'll find out over time.
Mark Salinger, thank you.